Okay, let's try it again. Let's see how we go. Let's test it one more time. We'll get there. Alrighty. Right. Success. Okay. Let's see now who's still there. Let's just... Ooh. There we go. So hopefully you can hear me now. Leave me a comment so I know that you're with me and that you can hear everything. Okay, let's see. I'd offer to sing, but you don't want to hear that. Hi, Doreen. Can you hear me okay? Oh, good. Thumbs up. I think we're good to go. All right. I figured out what it was. I had my phone in my little video holder the other way around. I think it was just blocking the microphone. So hopefully we're okay now. So yes, as I was saying, I hope you all enjoyed a nice Easter weekend. I spent most of the weekend, I spent quite a lot of the weekend just chatting to family and friends on Skype or on WhatsApp and on Zoom, which was really lovely. I treated myself to a few little Easter eggs. I felt a bit sad buying my own Easter eggs this year, but I figured if I don't do it, nobody will. So I've been quite good. I haven't eaten all of them yet, but I think I might have one tonight whilst we're chatting. So let's just keep going on the comments, see if we can get them all in. Also, I've been working on some crafting related stuff. So I've been working on our projects for tonight. I've got a blog hop planned for tomorrow, which is, should be fun. And then I've got some exciting, interesting new projects for you, coming up for you. So I'll tell you all about that in a minute. So Lynn, good, I can see you. I think I saw Mary. So I think we'll get started. But first, I'm going to have this, if you don't mind. I've been working from home today, so I think I've earned my little bit of chocolate. I started with a conference call at 7:30 and finished up at about 6. So I've just had enough time for my supper. This is my pudding. Okay, here we go. That's good. Very nice. I like that. So, hi Susan, welcome. So, excuse me, I'm going to say eating with my mouth full. I'm speaking with my mouth full. So, there's some fun stuff to tell you about first before we get into the project. So the first thing to let you know about is that today Stampin' Up has updated the clearance rack on their website. So that's all sorts of products, embellishments, papers, dies, punches, things like that are all up to 60% off. So it's well worth checking that out. I will post a link to that when I'm done. The other one, like I said, is I'm doing a blog hop tomorrow, so I shall post the details of it for you tomorrow. And basically what a blog hop is it's a group of us demonstrators who've gotten together, and we're all going to post different projects of stuff from the spring summer catalogue. So it's a great way to just while away a little bit of time checking out everybody's projects, and also to get some inspiration as well. So I'll give you a quick sneak peek of the projects that I've done. So those details will be on my blog tomorrow. I'll post the link And so I'm going to use that. That is using the Music from the Heart stamp set. So I've got a ridiculously easy card using that for you to start off. So that's that. The other thing is that make sure to pop over to my VIP group, because we've got, I've created an album for you to share all your Easter cards in, so that next year when it comes to Easter, we can look into the album and we can get some ideas. The other thing is, obviously what I'd love to do is to get you all to share what you've been making, what crafting you've been doing over this lockdown period. I think it'd be really cool to fill up the page with everybody's creativity and projects. So get on over there and post a photograph of whatever it is that you've been making. But over the next few weeks, days and weeks, what I'd like to do is to maybe get some challenges or what have you going. So if you've got any ideas or preferences about what sorts of things you'd like us to do, just have a bit of fun, then just let me know, leave me a comment or post, and that'd be great. It'd be good to hear from you. So as I say, it's always great to see what everybody else is up to. So let's keep that one going. And then the big news is that I am starting, I'm going to do a virtual class on the 6th of May. So how that's going to work is, obviously we can't get together and actually craft. So this is sort of the next best thing. So I'm going to do it via Zoom, which I know quite a few of you are familiar with, but basically Zoom is a program. It's free to use, whereby you can effectively video conference one another so we can craft together. So how it will work is I will be using a specific bundle, which is the Under My Umbrella bundle, and there'll be 4 projects using that bundle. So there's a couple of different options for you, and again, I've created the event on the page, but I'll post a link to my blog which has all of the details for you. So how it will work is, if you have the bundle already, then you can buy the online only version, and what that does is it gives you access to the Zoom meeting, which is on the 6th of May. I'll also record a separate video, that way you can keep it and play it back whenever you need it, and there'll be all the instructions and everything else for you. So that's your online only class, and I say that's great if you've got the set. The other option that you can go for is to get the online only set, and then I will also send you all the pre-cut pieces for the cards. So you can actually make the cards along with me, so we can make them together as close as we can get it to an actual class. So the deadline for signing up for the project pack version of it is this Saturday, so as to allow me time to cut everything up and send it out to you. So that would be really cool to join in with that. If you don't have the bundle, then obviously you can order it online from my online shop. And when you order it online, you get the online only class for free. So what's not to love? And then obviously if you want to get the project pack as well, normally that's £20, but that's only £10 if you've bought the bundle itself. So as I said, if you want the project pack, the deadline to sign up is this Saturday. If you want to just join in online, then the deadline is the 5th of May. So I'd love to see as many of you there as we can. I think it will be a lot of fun. It'll be a bit of an experiment. And yes, Mary, I know with Zoom it's 2 people, but I've got the Zoom Pro, so it should allow me to go for a good hour or so. So fingers crossed, we'll manage it. But as I say, this first one will be a bit of an experiment, but I'm hoping that it will be a good thing. I'm hoping it will work out well, and that it's a way that we can all get together and craft together, and actually craft. So if you've got the bits, so what I also meant to say is that if you get the online only version, I'll send you in advance the details of all of the supplies and the dimensions for you, so that you can get your bits ready in advance of the class, ready to make it. So as I say, I'll post a link when I'm done here, And I'd like to say, I'd love to see as many of you as possible sign up for that. It'd be a bit of fun. After that, I'm planning the next one, which is, I think, the week after. I think it's the 14th of January or 14th of May. And it's going to be using the Dressed to Impress bundle. This is so cool. I've had a little bit of a play with it, but I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. So again, we'll do 4 projects with this and it works the same way. The online only class is £10. The project pack, which includes the online only, is £20. If you buy the bundle, you get the online class for free and you get the project pack for half price, which is just £10. So details of this are also on my blog. So look out for that one. This is going to be cool. I know, and I love this. I absolutely love this. And I think that I can see some scope in here for some unusual interpretations of some of these bits and pieces. So I'm really looking forward to the class for this. Okay, so how about we start some crafting? Are we ready? So like I said, the first card is using the Music from the Heart set. And I swear to God, I feel like a bit of a cheat on this one, but this is just the most simple, straightforward card ever, okay? So I'm just going to grab my bits. I love these notes. I've started playing with this and I think there's just so much you can do with this set. So much you can do with this set. So what I've got is I've got a black card base. So this is cut the long way, scored and folded in half. And then I've got 2 Whisper White bits. So let's get our blacking. So I'm going to use Stays On for this. Mainly because I love the smell. Oh yeah, I love the smell of Stays On. So for the front, okay, I'm just going to stamp here. With the Stays On, I like to hold it a little bit longer just to allow it time to really sink into the page, because the Stays On ink is not quite as wet as the other inks. Okay, and then to do that. Okay, and then on the inside, just stamping all along the bottom. Okay, and then because my wet glue hasn't arrived yet, I'm going to use my glue dots to stick. See if I can stick this down. See how it works. So, Mary, it's such a shame that your internet is so slow. Yeah, join us again when it's on the replay. It'll stay in the section on the page anyway. It doesn't go anywhere, so you can watch it back again whenever you want. I'm just struggling with my glue dots here. Excuse me. I can't wait till I get my stuff. I've been tracking it. It's on its way. It's been stuck in Preston since last Thursday. So I'm hoping that soon it'll get to me at some point. Okay, so that's the inside. And then for the outside, okay, I'm just going to pop some foam pads on the back. And there we go. That's it. Super ridiculously simple, but I just think it's cute. And like I say, I've got some other projects tomorrow, but I think the one thing I want to show you here, and if I've got a scrap I'll show you. I'll stamp it on here. Which I think is really clever. Is you've got this bit here, treble clef, I think it's called. Okay, so if we stamp that down, okay, just get my black again so it's easy to see. So stamp that down like that, and you've got your treble clef. Okay, but then there's this piece. Okay, and when you ink it up, you line it up correctly, you can make it, now if I'd stamped it correctly you'd see it. Let's do it again. So this is the head of the guitar, and then this is the treble clef. So you can create yourself a cute guitar. Isn't that cool? That's so gorgeous. So there you go. I think this is going to be one that's probably going to come out quite a lot over the next little while because I really like it. So let's just pop that away. So there we go. That's card number 1. Ridiculously simple. Ridiculously simple. There you go. I think that just makes me smile. Maybe it's just me. Okay. So the second card we're going to make is using this under my umbrella set. So what I've got here is a real red card base. Again, cut in half the long way and then folded. Okay. Go. All right, I'm going to use, this is the from the Heart specialty paper. It's got this gorgeous foil, so I'm just going to punch out the main umbrella bit. Now obviously the punches out these images as well, but for this card I just want this top bit, so we'll just punch that out. So you could use either side, but I like the shiny side. Okay, and we're going to bring our piece in. So now what I'm going to do is getting our do I want stays on? No, I want memento because I'm going to do a bit of colouring. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to stamp the handle. Yes, Anne, it says everything it needs to say, doesn't it? That's why I like it. It's not just because I'm lazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just use this as a guide to where I want the umbrella handle to go. I'm just making sure it's inked up nicely. Okay. There we are. Okay, that's cool. And then we've got some little flowers. These are just so cute, these little flowers. And what I'm going to do again is to just stamp these like so. So we look like our umbrella's got some flowers in it. And then, let's see, we've got a little even smaller cluster. Yeah. So we'll just stamp this one here, like so. And we'll do another one on the other side. There we go. Okay, so we've got a lovely umbrella full of flowers. And then I'm just going to grab a couple of markers. So we've got some Poppy Parade, and we'll use some Granny Apple Green, And I think we'll use some, what we got here? No, I want some Flirty Flamingo because that's the colour, one of the colours that's in the paper here. Okay, so again, I'm just going to use the fine tip of my blend because these are quite small images. And again, like anything, you can colour these all sorts of ways. You can watercolour them, you could use coloured pencils, you could use regular markers. Like I said, these are quite small images, so you don't need to worry too much about shading. The only thing to be aware of is that when you stamp your image, if you're going to use, if whatever you're using to colour is alcohol based, then your ink for the image needs to be water based. Otherwise what happens is the colour blends or smears. If your image is going to be using water-based stuff, so like watercolor pencils or watercolor or anything like that, then you need to use an alcohol-based ink like Stays On or something like that. So basically it's just you use opposites. So here we go. I'm just going to colour our flowers. As always, have some effort at staying inside the lines, but I'm not especially concerned. Like I said, these images are kind of a bit too small really to be worrying about shading and all of that, so I wouldn't. But if you like to do that, then by all means take your time doing that. And then I think we'll do this one in red. Okay, and then we've got our Flirty Flamingo, and again I'm using the fine tip on all of these because that's quite a small detailed image. And I mean, apart from the umbrella, these are just really cute flowers, and you can see it's really easy to make, you know, a border or an arrangement or whatever it is you like with them. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm just going to grab one of my foam pads and we'll pop this up like so. There we go, and then I think we'll add a little wink of Stella, because you can never go wrong with a bit of wink of Stella, can you? There we are. And then I'm just going to grab my light Pool Party blender pen, and I'm just going to very lightly just shade around the edge of this, just so it doesn't look like it's just floating in midair. Okay, very light. Okay, and then finally I'm going to, what shall I, let's see, I'm just going to keep it simple to It's Your Day. Just going to stamp that in black. Try and get this straight. There we go. And then I'm just going to layer this up with my foam pads. Keeps sticking to my fingers. Alrighty, here we go. So again, I just think this is a really cool set with lots of possibilities, and I'm really looking forward to our class with this. I think you're going to love it. So there we go. Look at that. Super simple. Easy peasy. Right, so let's clear some of these up. Let's put my markers back. I'm trying to be tidy. It doesn't always work, but we've got to try, haven't we, at least? Okay, so that's, whoops, that's that one done. Let's pop that there. Okay. Are you guys still hearing me? I can't see any comments coming through. So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Oh, good. You're still there. Excellent. I know, Anne, it's cool, isn't it? Yeah. It's just, again, it's just a cute little card that would just cheer anybody up. Excellent. Now, where did I put the first card that I made? Ah, there it is. So just so I know what to bring back at the end. Okay. So let's pop those two there. Right, so for the next one, what should we do next? Let me think. I'm going to stick with the punches actually, whilst we're on the subject. So we've got the next card is using, excuse me, our 2 daisy punches and the Daisy Lane stamp set. So these two, so the stamp set and the small daisy punch come together as a bundle in the main catalogue, and then obviously this one we've had for a little while, but they coordinate nicely together. And then we're also going to use the ubiquitous, ever useful leaf punch. So I've started some of these bits already. Okay, so I'm going to start with a base of Mango Melody. Now, I'm not normally an orange or a peach fan, but I do like this colour. It's just very, very rich. And then what I've got is I've got a piece of Whisper White, which I've embossed with the quilted embossing folder. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Beautiful. Really, really luxurious. So all I'm going to do is pop this onto the back. So let's just move that out of the way for the moment. I'm picking all your favourites tonight, Anne, am I? Good. Good. I'm glad. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration and you can, when we're done, you can go away and make your own. It should be excellent. All right, so let's just stick this straight on. Okay, so there, I'm just going to lay that on there. Just gives a beautiful, again, just a little bit of extra detail without adding too much on there. And then we're going to create some flowers, okay? So I've already started. So created a small one, okay? And then I'll just grab my scrap of Whisper White, here. So we're going to stamp the large one and the small one, and we want small. Okay, so we're going to stamp in Mango Melody. Let's get the ink pad open. There we go. And let's get our blocks. So a quick tip for you, when you're stamping these flowers, try and make sure that you stamp, hi Cat, welcome. Try and make sure that you stamp with the petals straight up and down like that, because that is the way that the punch is arranged. So it just means that when you go to punch it, you can just put your punch straight on rather than trying to get it at an angle. So just try and make sure that, doesn't matter which two petals, whichever way you turn it, yeah, just make sure that they do, so don't stamp it that way, stamp it that way. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to stamp a large one. Move this up so you can see it. Okay, a large one and a small one. And again, you can see I'm making sure that my petals are lined up straight. The other thing when punching out or stamping for something to be punched is try not to put it too far away from the edge, or too far away from the edge of the paper here, otherwise when you put it into the punch it doesn't quite reach. Okay, so we'll grab our large punch. Okay, I'm just going to, see what I mean, I've now put my punch in straight and it just makes it a lot easier. Then we just have to fiddle about to try and line it up as best we can. There we go, that will do. Okay, and then the same with the small one. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab some scraps of paper. Then we're going to make them shine. So bring out our Wink of Stella again. And I'm just going to colour. Now the other thing the Wink of Stella will do is it will blend your ink a little bit, so it'll make it look a bit darker. And also if you've got little, can you see, we've got some little edges there that are white and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of ink in the lid of my pad and I'm just going to add a bit of ink to my Wink of Stella that just allows me to blend those white edges a little bit more. Okay, so I've done a few of these already, so you didn't have to sit here for 20 minutes watching me make my flowers sparkly. Okay, now because it's going onto a background of white, it doesn't make a lot of difference because it's not really visible, but it's just me being a little bit fussy and a little bit picky. Okay, plus I think it just blends it a little bit more. It gives it a bit more overall colour. Gives it a darker colour. So again, if you didn't want to sparkle these but you wanted to blend it, then you could use one of your blender pens and that will do exactly the same, just without adding the sparkle to it. But nothing wrong with a bit of sparkle, is there? Okay, so there's quite a bit on the edge here, so I'm just going to, there we go. All right, let's set that to one side for a second. Remember, there'll be a little bit wet from the Wink of Stella, but it will dry in a second. Okay, so we can pop that away. Alrighty, now you'll see already on here I've added some brown. So what I've done there is I've grabbed my blender pen and my early espresso ink pad, okay, and I've gathered some ink on here, and then I've just, can you see that? I'm just doing dots to build up the texture. Okay, we'll do the same on these other two. So I'm not colouring it because I want it to look like the centre of a flower. And if I just colour it, then you lose that texture. There we go. And then we'll just do this one just for completeness. There we go. And then again, when you're finished with your blender pen, just scribble it on a piece of scrap until it runs clear, and then it's ready for your next colour. Alrighty, so close that up for the moment, and then we'll get our glue dots. Alrighty. So these dots are a little bit bigger than I want for my small flower. So what I'm going to do is just roll it a little with my take your pick tool, and then that way I can just lay it down in a minute. Hi Emma, welcome. Glad you made it. Good to have you here. Oh, just trying to get my glue dot off my take your pick tool, or off my pokey tool actually it is. There we go, so we're just going to line those up. It's one. And then for the big flower, it's not a problem because the glue dot is, but I am going to do it actually. There we go, because the flower will otherwise catch on the next glue dot on the roll. Okay, and again, just line those up. And you've got some beautiful little flowers. So I'm just going to grab my bone folder and just curl the petals slightly. There we go. And then this one as well. Okay, and then we're going to bring back in our base. Alright, and we're just going to arrange our flowers like that, and then we've got our leaves punched out, so I'm just going to scrunch these up a little bit. You can be reasonably rough with them, but just be careful that you don't rip the stems, okay, but the leaves themselves. And if you wanted to, you could sponge these as well. Okay, so then we're just going to arrange these. So for the smaller, let's have a look. Put it like that. Actually do it like that, and then one in here, and one under here. I'm just arranging roughly where I want everything before I actually stick it all down. Okay, so we'll grab our glue dots again. Okay, so I've got my leaf laid against this, so when I pop it onto the glue dot, it will stick the two together, and then I can just lay this one down like so, and then we'll do the same with the other one. So again, we just lay them down together. Oh. Glue dot, just going to twist this so the petals are actually offset. There we go, that's how I want it. And then a glue dot sticking to me. Okay, it's that. Just twist it out. There we go. And then the same on the back of the large flower. We've got our glue dot, and because there's two here, I'm going to arrange them myself. Okay. Right. Ugh. There we go. Okay, that's cool. And then I've got a little scrap here, and I'm just going to stamp the word smile. I'm making cards right now. Mary, are you? There we go. And then I'm just going to snip either end of that. And then, yeah, I think we're going to get a... Now comes the hard part. Where do I put the smile? Do I put it here, here, here? I think I'm going to put it across the middle of my big flower. Okay. There we go. Like so. So there we have it. Nice, cute, cheerful card. That one was probably the faffiest card for tonight. But I love these daisies and the punches. I think they're so cute. And again, you do them in any kind of colour you like, which is really cool. I think this would look really good with blue. It looks good there too, thanks Mary. I had to make an executive decision on it. It's very important, absolutely crucial. Can't afford to spend 20 minutes faffing about. I would do it if I wasn't on camera. I think we've all done that, haven't we? Moved one little element all over the place to try and figure out where we want it to go. Right, so that's our third card. Where are we at? Okay, so on to our final card. Okay, so for this last one, I thought last week we did a rainbow and I thought we'd try another rainbow tonight. So I'm going to use some light colours. So we've got Blushing Bride, So Saffron, Mint Macaron, Seaside Spray and Highland Heather. My label there has faded, so it looks like blue, but it's actually purple. Okay, and I'm going to, and again, this is just going to be a super simple card, but I'm going to use the Label Me Bold stamp set. So again, this is one of those ones where it's kind of hidden away at the back, but I think it's a lot of fun. It's a cool little stamp set. So we're going to try some fun stuff with that. So what we've got is a Whisper White card base. Again, A4 cut in half the long way and then folded in half. And then I've used my stitched rectangles dies to die cut a little rectangle here. Okay, and that's just going to go in the center. So let's see. This is a bit of an experiment. So let's see how we go. Let's see if this works out in real life the way I have it pictured in my head. Okay, not always a guarantee. We're taking a risk here, but we'll see how we go. I'm just going to open up all my ink pads. Dangerous, so I'll have to be careful. Make sure I do them in order. Okay. Okay, and then, so if let's move these out of the way so you can actually see the stamping. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this image here. Another splodge. So I always love a bit of a texture like this, bit of splat, splodge, whatever you want to call it. It's always great fun. So, okay, and then all I'm going to do is take each colour, okay, and I'm just going to stamp it. I'm just going to stamp lines. Okay, so that's the Blushing Bride. Okay. Okay, and then we've got our So Saffron. There we go. And then next is Mint Macaron. So you can see I'm stamping down and then I'm stamping off to just try and fill out the image a little bit. And I hope I don't have to add another colour in here, but we'll see in a minute. Okay, so this is our Seaside Spray. This is a lovely blue. Lovely and light. Okay, I think we should be okay. So then finally our Highland Heather. Okay, and then I think I'm going to go back in, clean my stamp, and I'm going to do the Blushing Bride a little bit more. There we go. So there we have a cute rainbow. Okay, so let's close these all up because we're done with these now. Okay, I do not want to get ink everywhere. Okay, and then I'm going to bring back in my stays on because I'm going to do some black. And I think, let's see, let's just do For You. Here we go. So then, let's bring back in my scrap of white. So I'm just going to stamp, let's do it on this side is better. So I'm just going to stamp my For You a few times. Okay, there we go. And then I just grab my snips and I'm just going to cut these out quickly. Okay. So I'm just leaving a small white border around each one. Don't know if you can see that there. Okay, so this one, border is a bit too big. So I'm just going to trim it down. There we are. And then just grab some. Where are my foam pads gone? Okay. So now I'm going to snip my foam pads like so. I think these might be a bit long still. Let's just check. Yeah, I just need to trim it slightly. There we go. And then all I'm going to do, okay, so let's do the rest of these. then I'm just going to arrange these randomly on my panel. Facing the right way up. There we go. Okay, and then we'll just pop some foam pads on the back, and I think before we do anything more, let's spritz it with some Winter Stella, give it a bit of sparkle. That one is running out. Let's see if I've got a fuller one. This one feels. Yeah, okay, so let's see if we get a better result from this. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, it's got a bit of sheen to it. Okay, and then we bring back our card base. And just attach that to the center. Again, super simple, super cute, and like I said, I'm enjoying rainbows at the moment. Right, so let's clear some space. So that's it. That's our 4 cards for this evening. So let me just bring back in the other cards. So we've got our rainbow, got our flowers, we've got our little umbrella, and then we've got our Just a Note super simple card. So there we go. So let me know which is your favorite. Thank you again for bearing with me at the beginning, in particular with my technical issues. And as I say, I'll be posting links for the clearance rack and my virtual class for the Under My Umbrella bundle. So I hope to see lots of you there for that. I think it's going to be cute, and I will see you again next week. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got. So Mary likes the small one. Thank you, Anne. You're very kind. That means you haven't had to make a decision, doesn't it? But yeah, I have to say I'm enjoying doing clean cards with minimal layers because I haven't got my glue. But I am looking forward to getting back to adding a few extra elements to my cards. But so thank you again, everybody, and I will see you again next week. Good night.